And now, to sing the national anthem, Michelle Merja.
And Dakota Martin.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome. You are now in the hits with Dakota and Michelle.
Welcome to In the Hits.
The hits.
The hits.
We're here today to talk about the hits. And I don't know about you, Dakota, but when I think of hit, I think of a classic.
Are you talking about Billy Joel's hit, Still Rock and Roll to Me?
Dakota, I swear, sometimes you are in my brain, right in there, knowing exactly what I'm thinking. Because I, in fact, am thinking of Billy Joel's hit from 1981. Not actually sure of the date on that. We'll get a check on it. But the infamous, the wonderful Still Rock and Roll to Me by Sir William Joel.
Oh yeah, Vamp Why pull this up on YouTube, please.
Something about Billy Joel. He was married to Christy Brinkley for a period of time, and he has a daughter named Alexa. He also was married to the first season host of Top Chef. I think her name is Katie Joel. Ooh, is that... There's the hit. Wide. So, if you're not familiar, now it's like that little thing is pinged in your head.
All right, so let's talk about what we're here to do today.
Let's talk about that. We're here today to deconstruct the number one hit of 1981.
So by deconstruct, what you're saying is...
We're going to Weird Al it.
All right, so we're going to make a parody.
We're going to make a parody.
Of Still Rock and Roll to Me.
And by parody, I really just mean I think the fascinating, fun part about this song is the absurd lyrics and the cadence in which he sings them. And it's one of those things that pops into my brain that, like, if I'm bored, just, like, little frick frack sayings will come about in the tune of this song. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
I get stuck on is that one you're stuck on now, or one that just generally has followed you?
It pops in every now and then.
Yeah.
Like, it's not every single day, but it is one of those things where, like,
I
hear the
have-
sequencing a lot.
From the other day, I have
Big girls don't cry. Big girls don't cry. Big girls don't cry. They don't cry. Yeah, no. That
sounded awesome. Were you gonna say sounded awesome right there?
that was my first inclination. No, I was gonna say that I never think about that song. That's a song I never think about. No, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was more important when I was younger.
Like, is Big Girls Don't Cry and Sherry Baby the same song?
No, it's a different
Yeah,
song.
we heard Sherry Baby.
How does Sherry Baby go? I'm thinking of Santa Baby.
Sherry Baby. Sherry Baby. But it basically would be the song. It could be like, Big Girls Don't Cry, Sherry Baby.
I feel like I'm not familiar with Sherry Baby really, even though we just heard it the other day.
That's
yesterday.
fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a requirement.
It's just the songs that do that. Okay, so I think what we do is we rewrite it through the first Still Rock and Roll to Me. So just like the first verse and the first chorus.
Okay. That sounds great.
All right, so let's just get writing it.
Let's get writing it.
Let's get through this.
Right
Let's
into
get stuck
it.
in. So the first lyric is also, just to be clear, I'm not very familiar with this song, so I don't know what the verses sound like at all unless I'm listening to the song.
And I have the gist of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's, what's the matter with the clothes I'm wearing? Can you tell that your tie's too wide? This is hard-hitting stuff.
I honestly had no idea until literally today that Billy Joel was really trying to speak to the people with his music, honestly.
Yeah, because we watched the music video for, what's that song called?
We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yeah, that song's always great because it's so novelty, but you don't realize that it's like also like, I don't know if it's social commentary. It's just like social. It's just saying things. It's like listing things.
Well, the thing that really got me about that video was how ham-fisted it was. Like, there was no subtlety at all whatsoever, but that is why it was so 80s to me. It was very in your face.
Yeah, it was like a bunch of style. Like this, everyone's style was so important. Like there's that, I guess Billy Joel. He was like wearing dark shades, and everything behind him was burning. And he's wearing a suit.
He is wearing a suit, like all black with like, I think it was all black with a t-shirt underneath, if my memory serves.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was a black tie. It was all black.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. What's the matter with the clothes I'm wearing?
Ooh, maybe a good way to do this would be if we change the title first, because then we can make everything in line with the title.
I love it. Okay, so it's currently Still Rock and Roll to Me.
Right. We can't use Rocky Road.
We can't use Rocky Road. We can't use Like a Surgeon.
We can't call it Fat.
We can't call it
Amish Paradise.
can't call it Amish Paradise. We can't call it White and Nerdy.
Oh, we can't. We can't call it.
What's the
I'm trying to pull like a Pokapalooza or something.
Right. There was one called
What if
like
it's,
an
original?
Albuquerque. I think it was just called Albuquerque.
Yes.
And
Was that on Running with
Albuquerque,
Scissors?
It was.
Yeah.
What's the Star Wars one called?
The what is that song called?
The day the music died.
I don't know what it's called.
The day the Jedi lost an eye. Is that it?
Does that happen in the movie?
I think so.
I saw the movie one time and like
I think
A
someone
long
gains an
time
eye
ago.
patch by the end of that experience.
probably. I
So-
don't know Star Wars at all.
I don't either. I don't.
Let's say everything we know about Star Wars.
Okay.
Thank you for going first.
I know that Han Solo, played by Sir Harrison Ford, may he rest in peace.
Not dead.
What? Are you sure? He plays a pilot, I think, but a cocky pilot. Like, he has, like, an attitude. And then Carrie Fisher plays Princess Leia, who is a princess. And Mark Hamill, who is known for his voice actor work of late, he plays Luke Skywalker. And Darth Vader is the dad, and Leia and Luke Skywalker are related, and there's a battle for the universe, and Darth Vader is trying to win it, but the Force is good and bad. That's what I know about Star Wars.
Who wins the Star War?
It's still going on.
So it just keeps going. It's like a really long war.
Isn't it still like there's one a year? Yeah, it's this never-ending freaking battle between good and evil. Yoda, he's Sensei Master.
Mm-hmm. He's like the Master Splinter.
Is that a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reference?
Yes, it is.
Okay, can you tell me about Teenage Mutant Ninja
Everything
Turtles?
Everything
you know about Teenage Mutant Ninja
Turtles? I know
Turtles?
that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a spin-off comic from Daredevil, where they
like Daredevil featuring Ben Affleck.
Yes,
Okay.
in the comic book Daredevil featuring Ben Affleck, I think he gets in an accident that is how he loses his sight, and the chemical that does that lands on the ground, and these little turtles get into it.
Oh.
And then they and I guess a rat does too, and maybe some other stuff. I'm not sure. So then they are in the sewer, and they kind of become more humanoid, and they start having a taste for pizza.
Oh.
And they learn to be ninjas.
Who teaches them to be ninjas? You don't just learn that overnight.
That's why we started talking about this, because Master Splinter taught them. But I guess it's who taught Splinter he was like a pet rat before he was transformed of someone who did martial arts.
Oh, okay. So he already had like a predilection for it.
Yeah, rats are smart already, so maybe he just whatever he stored and they unlocked it. He got the ability to access it, and they learn English.
Who's the villain in this?
Shredder.
Is this someone in a mountain?
In a mountain?
Do they live on top of a mountain, villain style?
No, it's Shredder. I don't know where he lives.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he lives.
So is he a paper shredder? Like, is he like, meow, or is he like shredding on guitar? Or does he like shred a block of cheese? That would make sense because they love pizza so much.
It is D, none of the above. It's just he has a lot of blades connected to him, which is in his armor, but his armor is also, he can utilize it for offensive maneuvers.
What kind of creature is he?
He is a man.
He's a man. He's picking on these giant tortoises and a rat.
But he's not picking on them. They're giant and they're humanoid and they're
But they're laid back.
Muscular. Well, you're right, but that's they learned martial arts in hopes of never having to use it. But
for good.
Right, and they've been thrust into this to fight the forces of evil.
So are they called upon like Batman style, and is their call pizza pizza?
You know very well that it's not.
Maybe there was a tie-in at the time for advertising.
I would have to imagine that some pizza company used the Ninja Turtles in advertising at some point.
I would
Had to be
shocked.
Pizza Hut. I feel like Pizza Hut is Ninja Turtles pizza. It feels like pizza a turtle would eat.
Because, yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. But Pizza Hut doesn't have quite the same ring to it.
No. Well, they didn't. Okay.
So, Megan Fox, she was in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
I saw that movie.
Describe it in 3 words.
Live action pizza.
Were they CGI turtles?
They were.
Those movies leave me feeling
really
cold
well,
inside, though.
It's true. It was done pretty well. Mm-hmm. But it isn't as good as movies that were made, 30 years ago or something. Maybe not quite 25 years ago. Mm-hmm. Someone in a suit wins. Just default wins, right? Like if you have to choose between CG and a person.
I thought that you were saying that like the man in the story wins, like Shredder wins with his blade suit, because you were like,
oh no,
someone
this
in
is
a suit
similar
wins.
to a Star Wars. It's continual. Like
I see.
Like it's like they kind of win, but he's always like crushed under something. But it's like, you know, zoom in on his fist clenching right at the end, and he'll come back.
Got it.
Yeah.
So what's the
still rock and
matter
roll
with
to
the
me.
clothes I'm wearing? Still rock and roll to me.
I don't think we got the title.
We don't.
Okay.
Still,
Because we're thinking about changing out rock and roll, right?
we are thinking about changing out rock and
But
roll.
we could go a different route on that. Like, what if we kept rock and roll and switched the things around it and still made it sound
It's
the same?
not rock and roll to them.
It's Steve rock and roll to you. Like, you have to use my first name.
Oh, you're onto something there.
Yeah.
It's Steve rock and roll.
Oh yes, write this down, please. Let's not waste this.
To you.
That's Steve rock and roll to you.
That's Steve rock and roll to you. So, Steve, what's the matter with the clothes I'm wearing? Tie too wide.
Can't you tell that your tie is too wide? So what are we thinking? So that's Steve rock and roll to you. So why is he saying that's Steve rock and roll to you?
Because someone just called him Mr. Rock and Roll.
Right, so he wants to forcibly make them be more casual.
Yes.
He's like, hey, Mr. Rock and Roll is my dad. Yeah.
100%.
I'm Steve rock and roll.
And his dad is the yellow peanut Eminem who plays saxophone.
The yellow peanut M&M plays saxophone.
Doesn't he play saxophone, or is it a red one?
I think any M&M could be playing saxophone at any given moment.
For some reason, I have a memory of the yellow peanut one doing it.
I had like a candy dispenser, I think.
Yeah.
And I can't remember which M&M it is.
We're going to go with yellow
Okay.
because he's voiced by J.K. Simmons, and
Yeah.
who plays drums in that one movie. So he probably knows how to play the saxophone.
Does he play drums in that movie? I don't think he plays drums in
He
that
just
movie.
knows how to make someone a prodigy at it.
He didn't-
So, okay, here's what I think Whiplash is
tell me
about.
what Whiplash is about.
It's a student who has a predetermined like excellence towards music, and he gravitates towards drums. So he shows up at this like prestigious academy, and he's like, ding, and everyone's like, oh my god, you have the gift. And J.K. Simmons sees him from across the room, and he's like, I want to get that kid back to my studio and make him amazing. So then he's like practicing with him, and the kid's about to audition for Juilliard. But J.K. Simmons is like, you're going to be the best, or I'm literally done with you. And when I mean done with you, I mean done. And when J.K. Simmons means done, he means he's going to kill him. It's serious.
So these are dire states.
These are dire. And so the kid, during his audition, J.K. Simmons has been stalking him for the past like 6 months.
Stalking Miles Teller.
Miles Teller, thank you. He's been stalking him. He like let the air out of his tires one time. Like he sent the edible arrangements to his girlfriend to the wrong address. Like he's been sabotaging him.
Because he's too good?
Because he's too good, but he didn't follow his techniques. He went off his own. He's a wild child. And because, I mean, J.K. Simmons is harsh. And then he auditions for Juilliard, and the movie ends in black, and you don't know what happens. But J.K. Simmons is at the window like this.
All right, that sounds like that would win an Oscar. It's like, yeah.
I think it did.
It's, I don't know. You're not too far off.
Truly.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me. It's a movie about the pursuit of excellence
Right.
and the toll that can take on someone and the sacrifices you make.
By any means necessary.
Any means. But it's also about weighing that for yourself.
It's true. What is success?
I don't know.
Dead air.
You know who knows? Steve Rock and Roll.
That's Mr. Rock and Roll to you. Wait, maybe we should change this to "That's Mr. Rock and Roll to you." Maybe we move a step away from Steve, and now it's somebody who's like, "Hey, Steve," and it's like, "That's Mr. Rock and Roll to you."
Okay. So he's been doing the circuit. He's tired. He's tired of this hotel life, continental breakfast. That's not really a continental breakfast. He can't drink orange juice anymore. He hates it. So he's like, "Call me Mister."
Where's he at in his career?
He is like late 30s, hitting his 40s. He has 2 failed marriages. He has a kid he never sees. And while he's been deeply successful professionally, his personal life has always taken a toll. And at this point, it's like in the toilet.
Right.
But he's for the first time in his life opening up to the idea of maybe he doesn't have to be number one to be happy.
Okay. So what's the first line we got here? That's Mr. Rock and Roll to you.
That's Mr. Rock and Roll to you.
Can you tell me what it is?
That's Mr. Rock and Roll to you.
The first line.
What's the matter with the clothes I'm wearing?
Okay.
So the line is, "Hey, this is Valentino on my body."
Okay, I'll write that down. Hey, this is Valentino on my body.
Dead air.
All right. So what does that mean?
It means he's a man of class and riches, and he has only been wearing the finest of Italian silks
Okay.
and suit wear.
And Valentino's a brand?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So
Hey-
he's being really braggy about it.
So it's like, hey, this is Valentino on my body.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'm starting to remember the verse a little.
And then the next line is like, something about the clothes. Can you tell him my tie's too wide? Is that what he says?
Yeah.
He's going to be like, "I need you and your dog to step aside."
So he's like moving down the street.
Yes.
And he's like, I cannot get dog hair. This is Valentino.
I'm allergic. I don't have my
So
lint
there's a
roller.
layer to this
Yes.
where it's like also potentially dangerous.
dangerous. He does that suit doesn't have a pocket for his EpiPen, so he's completely unprepared.
Is he still the yellow M&M?
Yes.
Okay.
But the thing with him is when he goes out, something you have to know about him, he you wouldn't recognize him. He has a different hairstyle. He wears a lot of jewelry, and he wears fake like extensions on his legs, so he's 7.5 foot tall.
Oh, what does he wear?
A pinstripe suit.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, so he's like making efforts to be like, hey, I'm not casual.
I'm not
Like
casual.
he's like, I am successful.
Yes.
I am a serious person in the world,
Yes.
making moves,
Yes.
making changes. Here I come.
You
get that
need
dog
to
out of the way.
Get that dog out of the way. I'm not to be messed with. Do not try to cross me. He's not aggressive about it, but he has a presence.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So what's that line?
So-
what was that line?
Take your dog and step aside.
Okay.
Something along those lines.
Okay. Take your dog. How does that go? So, hey, this is Valentino on my body. Take your dog and step aside.
That sounds great.
That'd be like the cadence there. Okay, so. Okay, that's Mr. Rock and Roll to you.
That's Mr. Rock and Roll to you.
Okay, so I have to find additional lyrics here. Can you tell me everything you know about the movie Transformers? The movie series Transformers.
It's based off of kids' toys. And they're toys that transform from a simple robot into either a car, a helicopter, a plane, or an oven, any sort of machine they can transform into.
So they start off as a simple robot. And become a complex tractor trailer
Yes.
or some things.
And basically, Master Splinter has taught the Transformers that they have another alien race coming in that's threatening mankind.
I think you're being obtuse about the Master Splinter. You know,
Oops, not Master Splinter. There is someone that is their leader.
Yeah.
Bumblebee. Bumblebee is their leader.
Okay.
And there's aliens coming, about to wreck Earth. And the only people that can help humankind are the Transformers. Because they are impenetrable to weapons. Mm-hmm. And it goes on because they had a lot of money and a big budget. And they wanted to play around with the different types of Transformers. Because wouldn't you?
Definitely. It looks great on screen.
Yeah. And they are protecting Megan Fox and then later Rosie Wellington, or whatever her name is that she
Were we
replaced
just talking
her.
about Megan Fox?
We were.
What is she in that we were talking about?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay, I had forgotten already. I forgot that she's in that. I forget that she's in that movie.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Dead air.
That's all I got.
Oh, okay.
Protecting
yeah.
America from
Right.
aliens. Also the theme of Independence Day, Wild Wild West, and I Am Legend.
Yep. So I have another lyric here. The next lyrics are, maybe I should buy some old tab collars.
I don't know what a tab collar is.
I don't know either.
I keep thinking a collar made of soda tabs. Like layered and layered soda tabs. I know that's not what it is.
Uncomfortable. Yeah, but like, what is it? I think it's like, you know when you have like, a piece of fabric that just has a little buttonhole in it and just reaches across to a button?
Yes.
Maybe it has that sort of situation in the place where like it buttons together. It has like a little tab instead of just going shirt side to shirt side.
Maybe it has a soda tab just waiting for you whenever you're ready. Attached.
Oh, like a tab
Like
soda?
a tab
like the
soda.
tab.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's just like your grab and go soda.
Mm-hmm. Do they make tab anymore? Do you know?
I don't know that they make tab. I have not seen it in a fortnight.
I saw it. I know exactly when I saw it.
When?
Last. It was April 20th. It was April 20th, 1997.
Do you genuinely have this memory?
I genuinely do. It was my grandfather's 50th birthday.
Okay.
And there was he did that at the fire hall, and his band played.
Do you remember the band's name?
I think at the time it was DeVille.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Were they like...
Yeah, they're like they did a bunch of stuff, but like kind of like 50s stuff, like after named themselves after cars and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Like a Coupe de Ville?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking they were like being like cheeky about the devil.
Ooh.
Like I thought they were being like...
Is that what DeVille is about? Is that what that means?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. We'll never know.
Yeah.
But we were at the fire hall, and there was a soda machine that was it was a Tab soda machine. That was like the thing. The picture on the front was a big
Wow.
can of Tab, and I got one.
Does Tab only come in the one orange flavor, or did it have other flavors?
Oh, I don't think so. I think it has a basic cola flavor.
Oh, I thought it was orange soda.
Oh. I don't think so.
I think
Hey, if any of you listeners out there in podcast land know what flavor Tab comes in, email me instructions on how to Google that.
appreciate that. So it's Pop Tab collar.
Maybe I should buy some old Tab collars.
So he doesn't need any fashion advice. We've already established this.
He's got it on lock.
Have Valentino on. Get your dog and get out of here.
Yeah. And maybe he's just thinking to himself, like, maybe I should, like, maybe let's keep the maybe I should. And he's thinking to himself now. He's like, oh, I'm like this dog. Maybe I should get some lunch.
Maybe I should get some lunch.
Yeah. Maybe how's it go? How's that line sung?
So when I went to go, pick up your dog and get out of the way. Maybe I should grab some lunch. That's nice.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
stretch everything out.
Maybe I should have grabbed some lunch.
But I feel like it's honest to this moment because we've painted the scene of this guy walking down the sidewalk, and it's just like you were talking about earlier, like a day in a life. Like it's this guy. It's Steve Rock and Roll.
Steve Rock and Roll.
But that's Mr. Rock and Roll to you. Okay, maybe I should grab some lunch is our next line.
And the dog that I'm seeing is a mutt, obviously. It's very, very old. It has very short legs, long hair, sweet face, pointy little nose, very low to the ground. Like, it's the type of dog that you would see, your heart would just melt. You're like, oh. And the fact that Mr. Rock and Roll is unmoved, he has to check his heart.
And that says something about
It
him.
says something about him.
I've been imagining this whole time, the dog from Turner and Hooch. I also assume the dog is Hooch.
Hooch wouldn't get out of bed for less than $10,000. So I don't know if Hooch
You're saying we're not booking Hooch in this song?
We're not booking Hooch in this song.
All right, then it's just some random little dog.
He doesn't
that's cute.
cameo. The Hooch doesn't cameo.
I appreciate that. It's sequel or nothing.
Or nothing. If it doesn't say Hooch and Turner 2, then I'm not doing the movie.
Hey, this is Valentino on my body. Take your dog and step aside. Maybe I should grab some lunch. And then the line is welcome back to the age of jive.
Ooh, what a terrible line. Welcome back to the age of jive. Welcome back to the...
Cotter was a show. Sorry, I was just like... I thought we were spitballing.
No, we were. And Welcome Back, Cotter. Was that with John Travolta?
I actually don't know anything about that show.
I think John Travolta's in that show.
Is that like what he did first? Is that like where he came from? Is that where he was unleashed onto the world?
I think he came
Unto the
from
world?
ER. No, that's George Clooney.
Yes, that was George Clooney.
John Travolta, I think Welcome Back, Cotter was his thing.
Okay.
Because, I mean, Saturday Night Fever, like, launched him into stardom, but I think it's like, oh, did you ever see that little sweet-faced, blue-eyed boy? Like, I think Welcome Back, Cotter was it.
So, I mean...
Maybe I should grab some lunch, and I gotta get back to the beehive. Because he has a secret, and it's that he has a soft spot for bees, because he knew before anyone else that bees were going to go extinct. So he's going out to get some lunch. He's Mr. Fancy, but he really needs to get back home.
And we're learning that this is going to be a quick lunch.
Quick. Oh, easy breezy, al fresco. He's literally gobbling it down.
This is Chipotle or something like.
Yes, along that line.
Yeah, because he's not gonna. If he's like, he's walking down, like he's not driving, so he's not gonna go to drive-through, obviously.
No.
But he doesn't have a lot of time either, so he's got to get something quick.
Also, it's the middle of summer, and he can't be outside for very long because remember, he is still a peanut, chocolate covered in it.
Yeah, and they had that slogan, "Melt in your mouth, not in your hands," and there's no real instructions for what just like the outside summer climate might do.
None whatsoever.
So, but we all know from experience that it's unkind to the M&M.
It's very unkind. It feels like it's 90 degrees to you, but for them it feels like 150 degrees. It's that much of a jump.
And that's what having that shell does. So what's the line about? Because I'm cool if he goes back to you know what? Let's because you were saying and I interrupted. I was a little confused by it.
No, we were clarifying.
Right. So why does he have to go back to this beehive? He got in a dream. He was told that the bees were going extinct.
Precisely.
So he's cultivating.
Yes.
He has this whole. What do you call that?
A lair, like a secret lair.
Okay, he has a secret lair full of bees.
Yes. Yes.
Dead air.
So what's the line? Like, what's the...
He said, I'm going to go grab some lunch.
Uh-huh.
I really need to get back to my beehive.
I really need to... And thank you. I'm putting a lot of this on you.
Oh, absolutely. I'm happy you're writing it down. Thank you.
Absolutely. I really need to get back to my beehive. Okay.
Do you remember
Go ahead.
when you were a kid and you saw the movie The Stupids featuring and starring Dan Aykroyd?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, it was Tom Arnold.
It absolutely is Tom Arnold.
It is.
I saw it in my head. I like heard his voice, but I said, but I didn't realize how interchangeable they were until that moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, when you can like easily imagine that Dan Aykroyd could have been doing
Yes. Who played the female counterpart in that movie?
that. I don't actually know.
I don't either. That movie must have been really good.
Bug Hall was in it.
He did that and Little Rascals, and that was it, right?
He was out. You get Little Rascals money and you go live your life.
Hey, truth.
He was alfalfa. Like that. Like I remember.
Alfalfa.
Like even as a kid, understanding how big of a deal that was. Like I'm like, that's the main one.
It's true. He was the main guy. I think he was the poster. I mean, they all were in the poster, but he was smack dab in the middle.
And everything. And it's. I mean, it really helps having that symmetry of
Yes.
his little.
I mean,
What do you call that?
the little sprout, little cowlick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're to the pre-chorus now.
Oh wow.
So right.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Age of Jive. I really need to get back to my beehive, rather.
I need to get back to my beehive.
Where have you been hiding out lately, honey?
Dead air.
That's actually we probably can leave that one alone.
I think that's the line.
Do you want to let that one be in there?
I
It's like
do.
because like how we're affecting it is we're changing the context.
Yes. And that's within the context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you something. The next line is, "You can't dress this trashy till you spend a lot of money."
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and write this down.
My beehive money.
Dead air. Dead air.
I think Mr. Rock and Roll, while he is preoccupied, he does enjoy the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So he smells a cinnamon roll. So.
Okay. So he smells. He's. Where have you been hiding out lately, honey? So he's getting a little distracted in his mind,
A little bit.
thinking about this thing, and
Yeah.
then he smells
goes,
a cinnamon roll.
Yes, the cinnamon roll.
Which. So now he's a guy who was like, I need some lunch, and now he's like, maybe I need dessert.
Maybe I need dessert first because life's too short. Eat dessert first.
Yeah. Maybe so. You can't dress that trashy till you spend a lot of money. So let's.
Is that a cinnamon bun?
So yeah, it's
that a cinnamon bun?
it's
No.
like I'm a little hungry and I'm feeling Cinnabunny, you know,
Nailed it.
like because that's the
Write
change
it down.
that's
Write it
occurred.
down.
Okay.
Write it down. Aw, Cinnabunny.
It's a little bunny and he's made of cinnamon. And when you eat it, you choke because you can't eat just cinnamon.
Okay, so now we're just there. We're at the chorus. So we're at the everybody's talking about the news sound funny, but it's still rock and roll to me. Mm-hmm. So if we get onto singing it, it's hey, this is Valentino on my body. Take your dog and step aside. Maybe I should grab some lunch. I really need to get back to my beehive. Where have you hiding out lately, honey? I don't know how that goes. Hungry, feeling all Cinnabunny. And then we're on to, you get the idea, everybody's talking about the news sound funny. So that's like a third rhyme on that honey.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. So we have to so we still have but that's Mr. Rock and Roll to you. We already have that. That's Mr. Rock and Roll to you line. So we just really need to fill that in. Like everybody's talking about the new sound funny.
If I don't get into air conditioning soon, I'm gonna get really runny.
Oh, because I forgot he is the yellow M&M.
He is the yellow peanut M&M.
Okay.
He has been outside and he's enjoying his time. He desperately needs to get indoors with AC, or it's going to be a messy situation.
So
He might not survive.
So about how that will fit into the scheme, I think we're gonna have to change around some of the words.
Okay.
Because we got this, everybody's talking about the new sound funny. So, all this heat is making my candy coat runny.
Beautiful.
Okay. So, all this heat is making my candy... Do we want to go coat runny? Or
Yeah.
shell?
I like shell.
You do?
I like shell.
Well, it's in your name.
Well, I like shells on the beach. I like puka shell. I like oyster shells because oysters are in them. I like
Dead air.
the shells of snails.
I think it's interesting how living things can make shells.
I think so too.
I think that's a really neat thing.
I mean, we kind of do with like nails and stuff.
I was just thinking that too.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a pretty cool thing. Like, because it's like the little claws we have.
It's wild. Like we just have hard bits just attached to our hands.
And they help fighting.
They do.
You can scratch on people. Like, it's like, why
Oh,
would you
yeah.
ever cut your nails off completely? Like, they're like a tool. They're like you need them for things. And on that note, we've actually completely rewritten this song up to the point we wanted to. So, what we're going to do, if it's cool with you, is we can go ahead and end it here and then debut it.
All right. Thank you for sticking with it, Dakota and Michelle. And just remember, if you run across Peanut M&M, get out of his way because he has somewhere to be. All the hits. Till next time. Signing off, WMND.
I'm across the room.
Hey, this is Valentino on my body. Take your dog and step aside. Maybe I should grab some lunch. I really need to get back to my beehive. Where have you been hiding so lately, honey? Feeling kinda hungry, feeling all Cinnabunny. All this heat is making my shell running, and that's Mr. Rock and Roll to you.